Hey. Lou? There we go. Hey, forgot to turn it on.
What did we just tell you?
So, how you all doing today? Great to hear it. We got some new guests online today, too. We got YouTube viewers for the first time ever watching live. So I hope you all enjoy watching on your preferred platform. And we have a lot to say from the PCF, as it is 15 years with the Prevent Cancer Foundation and Games Done Quick. That's a new record for us, so please let us know what's our history been like.
Well, thank you, Matt, and happy AGDQ 2026. Matt actually was the one who reminded me that it's been 15 years. But I personally feel honored because I have been here since the very beginning of this partnership between Prevent Cancer Foundation and Games Done Quick, and I feel honored for that. I was inspired to take a little look back. So in 2011, you all shocked us by raising $50,000. And in those years following, you continued to outgrow every venue space in the DC area. And by 2016, you all raised $1.17 million. In those same years, we were able to launch our global grants program, and by 2021, you guys knocked it out of the park, raising $2.9 million, showing that even a pandemic cannot slow you down. You continue to break records, the next year raising $3.4 million, and now here we are in 2026. I'm thrilled to be back in person, be able to see friends, all the friendly faces, actually give hugs, and be on site with this community again. We're truly honored. This past year, you guys have fueled everything we do, including funding innovative research and things like applications of AI, detecting molecular biomarkers, and this past year, research funding has faced cuts in this country, making this work even more critical and important. So here we are. We're going to continue doing this hard work. Stick around. Later today at 4 p.m., my colleague Allison will be up here talking about cancer screening guidelines. If you are on site, come take our screening quiz at our table outside. You can do it on one of our tablets. If you're at home, no problem. You can do it at our website, preventcancer.org. And I will just close by saying we are thrilled to be here. The energy and commitment you all bring to this event inspires us to bring that same level of energy and commitment to our work every day. So thank you. I'm honored. We are honored. Happy AGDQ 2026.
All right, thank you so much, Amy. Well, I think as long as we got everything turned on in the back, I think we're ready to go. Let's not delay it any further. We've got Inkstar playing Super Mario Sunshine. That's right. Make sure you get your claps ready for every shine, all right? I want to hear them every time. All right.
Hello, AGDQ 2026. I'm Inkstar. I'm going to be doing a run of any percent. We're going to jump into the run pretty quickly because there's about 6 minutes of cutscenes. We'll explain a lot of the run and who everybody is and everything during those. So I'll be ready to start. I can start the countdown anytime. So we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
So I'm Inkstar, and these are my commentators, if you want to introduce yourselves.
All right, I'm Pumps. I used to be a top runner of this game. I don't have too much to say, but the first I learned about speedrunning was like seeing a GDQ showcase of this game, like 2013, and it's just pretty insane to be up here actually commentating and like doing a lot with the game. So thanks for GDQ for having us. Thanks Inkstar for inviting me. I'm just happy to be here. Let's watch a fun run.
All right, hello, I am JJsrl. I am currently second place in Super Mario Sunshine 90%. Ink and I have traded records back and forth a couple of times. Super excited to be here, super excited to be cheering on, and yeah, moving on.
I'm Rosa. If you watch Ink stream, I usually bully him, but today I'm just here for support. I don't play the game. I'm just pure moral support.
And JD Puppy's going to be commentating every now and then as well, the host. So, yeah. So we're about to start the first tiny segment of the run. We get about like 30 seconds of gameplay, and then, actually no, we get about 5 seconds here.
5 seconds of gameplay. There you go.
The rest of the 30 seconds comes in about a minute, minute and a half.
Yeah, so now we've collected Flood, and we're going to watch this long cutscene of sort of the tutorial on how to use Flood. You either can use the spray nozzle or the hover nozzle. There's different nozzles as well with the turbo and rocket. The only one that we will see is the rocket at the very end of the run. But pretty recently, as of like a couple of days ago, a very well-known taster for Super Mario Sunshine, Piku Kirby, just found out that there's a way to skip this Flood cutscene by clipping out of bounds and spraying the plant that we're going to be spraying later on without Flood. And that should skip this entire cutscene. It's currently task only because it was just found, but it's a super exciting development. I'm excited to see where it goes.
So I guess we should probably explain the goal of the game. So any percent, the goal is to defeat Shadow Mario in every world. Then we unlock Corona, we defeat Bowser in Corona, that's game. There's, I believe, only 3 levels, no, there's 4 level skips. One's an entire world skip, which we will explain when we get there, but that is the goal of the game. About to do the rest of the 30 seconds of gameplay before, you know, more cutscenes, but...
Yeah, they're usually, or for the longest of times, we had to watch all these cutscenes, but in 2020, around February 2020, there was a vote by the community to end up skipping these cutscenes with a method that's called hacked file. And what that does is you still have all the gameplay of Airstrip, but you're able to skip all the cutscenes and get into the run 5 minutes and 40 seconds faster, which just helps with a lot of resets, because for a lot of people, when they would reset an early game, they would just have to watch the 6 minutes of cutscenes again, so we decided to get rid of them.
Yeah. We do add those 6 minutes to the timer before we do the run. But yeah. So.
That's our first shine.
First shine. And now we'll be here for a while. So.
3 minutes more cutscenes. I guess we can talk about sort of what has happened since the last time it was here. The last in-person event that we had for Super Mario Sunshine was, or at least for any percent, was at SGDQ 2019 with J. Cool versus Quaniza. Around that time, the world record was a 1:14.40, and now the world record's gone down to a 1:12.37, held by Inkstar himself. But yeah, it's come a long way just to get there. It's not a lot of big skips have been found. It's just the movement has become more and more optimized. We've been finding so many small things that we will be showing off throughout this run. It's also just the combination of throwing ourselves into runs, praying for the good luck just to be able to continue pushing forward. But because of hacked file as well, it's made it a lot easier to get runs, grind runs out, and that's sort of how we've gotten to where we are today.
Yeah, without hacked file, I probably wouldn't still be running, I'll be so honest. It's a lot of cutscenes, I wouldn't have the patience. But, yeah, so, I lost my train of thought. I had a thought, and it's gone.
Oh no.
You're just so intrigued by the movie playing
Yeah, I was
happening
gonna
right
say,
now.
can you stop
I
talking?
never
Dude,
listen
there's
to
a
this.
cutscene
There's
we're trying to watch.
There's a cutscene.
So, I don't play with game audio normally. So because of that, I don't know this cutscene, and I also use hacked file. But yeah.
Fun fact, there's like a quiz on, I forgot it's like the quiz website, I think it's like Sporkle or something, where you have to guess every single word from the court cutscene playlist. And a lot of people do that just for fun, and the people who get it 100% either watch too many runs or play too many runs, which I'm one of them.
All right, there's a couple of game mechanics I want to go over really quick because I'm going to reference them later and it's going to be like too fast to explain it. So first is like water RNG. Basically any interaction with water is RNG dependent. Even something as small as like waking up a polluted plant, you can just like lose 0.4, 0.5 to RNG just like for seemingly no reason. And there's bigger things like in Corona, the fire just might not go out and you might die and lose a run.
There's also things with spam sprays as well.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. So the optimizations that this game has had throughout the past few years have been so small, and people have been grinding out just individual level practice, and basically just refining the game. Like JJ said, there's not really any like major skips that have happened in the past few years. It is mostly just optimizing. We will point out a couple new strats that save a little bit of time, a couple things that I do a little bit different from others, but for the most part, yeah, the route's the same, the game's pretty much the same.
But those little optimizations is what make it so exciting, and like how it's grown over the years, because when it was back at 114, we would have never thought about 112, and now it's at the 112, and
111 next.
111 is next, yeah. But we're gonna get started. He's gonna be jumping right over and getting the spray. There's many of these blue piranha plants. There's 5 in total. We're gonna only be doing 4 of them because the 5th one is in Bianca 1, which is the only intentional skip in this game. Hey, after this, we're gonna have another cutscene, so if you have time for a quick donation, we might be able to get one in.
Sounds great. We have a lot of love coming in for you, Inky. Like this $50 donation from Audio Killers saying, good luck on the run, Inky. Loved supporting you from the start and seeing how far you've come in this game. And your stream has been amazing. Hoping for banana for EYG. Thank you so much, Audio Killers, for that donation to PCF.
We're gonna get banana now.
We're gonna get banana now.
Let's go
thank
banana.
you, AK.
Yeah, blessed by AK. Like, that's so exciting.
Bro, thank you, AK. That's really nice.
All right, so right here, the main sort of gimmick of this game is we're gonna be fighting Shadow Mario over and over. And what Ink's gonna try and do is do a spam spray as close to Shadow Mario as possible, sort of like a shotgun.
1 HP.
Yeah, it's a 1 HP hit.
So he only lost like 2 seconds instead of 4.
He has like a pretty reasonable amount of health. I think the only one that changes is in Pinna, where it's a much larger health bar. But if you spam spray right when you're close to him, you can hit all the droplets on him at the same time. We're gonna try and do that in every single Shadow Mario. That's another one of the optimizations that we have done over the years, is finding a way to instantly kill every Shadow Mario compared to just spraying and running them down.
I don't think there's any I'm gonna opt out of either. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna commit to all of them.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Even
they
Pinna?
go well. Well, I'll do right side Pinna.
Yeah, it's still a similar thing.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, of course not actually instant.
This is the first level that we're gonna skip because instead of doing Bianca 1, they also made it possible to completely skip Bianca 1 and go straight to Bianca 2.
This is kind of a disaster. So the spiders spawn, or his movement is RNG dependent. So not only did Ink make a slight mistake, but the spider RNG was also bad. So it's a pretty rough Bianca 2, but...
Yeah. And right there, he did something that's called a glitchy wall kick. If you press Y as you are wall kicking off of the wall, you end up going in the same direction as you were hitting the wall. It gives you that tiny bit of height, but what that does is it's able to let you grab ledges, get on top of it. We'll see that again in a couple places. I don't know if we do it in Bianco 4, but we'll definitely see it in Pianta 3.
Bianca 4.
You changed it to a side
I
flip.
think I will, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on where I land, pretty much.
That makes sense.
So this fight, normally you're supposed to wait for him to turn around and spit up goop, but if you stand next to him, it triggers him to turn instantly to the side and spit up goop immediately.
That was 1 frame too early. It's rare you get it on that exact frame.
Yeah, the goal, what you're trying to do here is be able to ground pound before the arrow even shows up. And you have a couple frames to be able to get that.
Wow.
Bro, I'm consistently a frame early.
It's funny how it's exactly 1 frame early. Like 2 frames early, you go all the way through.
But yeah, but one thing that we will be starting to do over time, it will be after the next secret, is we're going to be going back and forth, either unlocking places or leaving places and coming back, because there's a lot of routing that is, it's been the same throughout all the years, but we'll be able to explain it later on.
Frame perfect shine grab here. Yeah.
That makes up for the missed ground pounds.
Yeah, no, that's a frame perfect shine grab. So usually when you grab a shine, for whatever reason, if you grab it while ground pounding, Mario will descend faster. And the best case is if you already have if you're already at max negative vertical speed, and in ground pound animation at the very bottom of the shine. That's like the fastest shine grab you can get, which you just got.
It's so funny just like talking about stuff like that, because you think back at like SGEQ 2016 or something, and we would just be like, yeah, we just grabbed the shine, moving on. But now we're finding every single tiny thing to optimize, because that's just where we are in this game.
Yeah, it's all the little things that add up. Including this, we're doing a one slide. So, well, I
Dry slide. Yeah, that's the water RNG. Just sometimes you don't get a wet slide, you get a dry slide.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's horrible, right? There only lose like a second.
Yeah, so that strat, it's like, it saves like what, 0.2 seconds
It's
or
very
something?
small, yeah.
Little things like that are what we're adding now.
Yeah.
It's like, it slowly adds up.
Now I got the first secret.
It's so singular
Like-
level that I actually know how to do.
For example, right there, the old strat was just to walk in a straight line, and it's really easy, but then we add like slightly difficult movement just to save 0.3. But then, yeah, there's a risk to it. But the game's so optimized that early in the run, you just want to take the high risk, like low time save strats.
The one thing that's like kind of forgiving at the same time is, especially in early game, or just in Super Mario Sunshine in general, there's such an immense amount of luck in this game where if you make those tiny mistakes very early on, you can sort of just make up for it if you get good luck later on. But the goal, obviously, is to make as little mistakes as possible with the good luck.
Yeah.
So right now we're leaving Bianco to go unlock this plant. This is going to be the plant for one of the later stages, Rico Harbor. And we're going to be doing something that's called travel skip, which is essentially skipping the travel between going from Rico to Bianco, because when this cutscene ends, or when the fight ends, Mario will stand in front of Rico, sort of waiting to enter it. But if we enter the Bianco cutscene as soon as that's happening, Jink will go for it here.
Yeah, and Ink has to hover the ground there, otherwise he might dry slide.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be a weird visual glitch, but as soon as the cutscene ends, we're already inside of Bianco, so we're able to go right back in, be able to save some time.
Skipping some travel. Yeah, so little things, JJ and Pumps both briefly, or not briefly, but mentioned was little things are very luck-oriented now. So like sliding up there sometimes is dry. Like
Yeah.
a lot of little things now are... Oh,
We got cut out. Very good. We're back.
We're back.
Slight technical issue.
we're back.
Yeah, there's dry slides, there's drop spins, there's a bunch of things that feel out of your control at times. But there's the
Yeah.
glitchy wall kick.
Let you all kick at the end. Yeah,
like-
little things add up.
Oh,
boy.
that's a really tough strat to get down. Once you get it down, you usually hit it, but sometimes that happens. That's definitely like a really tough trick that looks easy once you're good at it.
What we were going for there was a momentum spin jump. There's gonna be a bunch of those throughout the run where if you do a spin jump while being on the slope, you keep the speed with the spin jump, or are able to just continue going a very far distance. And specific situations like that, you're able to change the angle when you're doing the momentum spin. So if you jump forward, you can go upright with the same amount of speed that you had.
This is the most skill-based level in the game coming up.
Yup. So this is Bianco 5. This is why Hackfile is kind of the best option now. This level is pure luck. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no wiggle room for any sort of like RNG manipulation. It's pure luck, including that jump at the beginning.
Quarter frame. I haven't mentioned quarter frames yet, so it's hard to explain, but basically the game's physics calculates like Mario's position and speed 4 times a frame, not 1 time a frame. So even if you get a first frame jump, if the change in your height isn't perfectly consistent, you can just like randomly get a ton more speed or a ton less speed. So Inkstar is able to react, and he's supposed to do a triple jump there, but he had to do a completely different movement because the quarter frame gave him extra speed and he reacted to it instantly.
There's a couple of spots where we try and do it intentionally. I think the main one that comes to mind is like Rico 2, where like you really hope that you get those quarter frames to like save as much time as possible.
So like sometimes like getting like the quarter frame 4 landing, like basically got no friction is really good. And sometimes it's just like annoying, like right there.
So yeah, every path that he takes, every path that PD takes is just, it's luck, it's a gamble.
Yeah, there are a total of 774 possible different patterns that PD can take, and the difference between the best pattern and the worst pattern ranges like over a minute. So there's just an insane amount of luck just this early on, and this is not the only stage that has this amount of luck as either.
Foreshadowing.
All right, so we got, at least what I like to call, at least a lot of the community likes to call it, it's called Walmart second best.
Shout out, AK I think is the one who started saying that a lot.
Yeah.
He's the one who donated first. It's funny.
So like the second best would have PD, his final spot be right here, But because this is the second spot, he is guaranteed just to go straight forward from here. And it's an overall pretty good pattern. But once this is done, even though we have to do episode 7 in every single world, we're gonna be leaving Bianco early. And that's just due to event cutscenes, which when you exit an area, if there is an event that is happening inside Delfino Plaza, it's around a 3-second cutscene of saying, hey, you need to go do this thing. So we try and minimize that as much as possible. So after 5 shines, we're gonna be going straight to Gelato because that's when Gelato's available to be unlocked. Overall, I think that was a pretty good pattern.
That was a good one.
Out of
I'm happy with that.
774 different patterns, you got the 16th one, so.
You know,
Nice.
the odds of that are pretty good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so we're coming up on GBS. I don't think we touched on GBS yet. We're skipping the entirety of Gelato. We don't like Gelato.
Which was probably one of the best skips that was found because Gelato is a very slow, very boring world. It's either auto scrollers or just very difficult, annoying shines. We're able to skip all of it because the Gelato 8 shine is always available, and people were theorizing on trying to find a way to be able to get it as best as they could, but they weren't able to find it. But shout out to a Spyro glitch hunter named Toval back in 2014 was able to find the original Gelato beach skip. And when you grab the 8th shine, the game sort of is programmed to show all shines before it. So when you grab the 8th, you're able to just go immediately back to the 7th shine without having to do Gelato 1 through 6. So it saves at least like 10 minutes, which was a huge skip when it was found.
You store some speed there, so you can get right next to them. Most people have like different setup for that, but
Yeah, a lot of people do different setups, but at the end of the day, as long as you're facing towards the
Yeah.
water, store speed, slide towards it while it spawns.
you could be too close, but that was a good distance there.
Yeah, you can be too close and land inside the lighthouse.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, because you want to get it when Mario is like accelerating, not when he has like max speed.
So funny, tiny optimization. This movement I'm doing right here to climb the tree is manipulating the quarter frames.
Yeah, for what it's very recent discover that if you do a shotgun rollout, that's unlucky.
Crazy.
That's the coconut. I'm pretty sure that's the coconut experiencing like very little quarter frame friction. Usually that throw like stops right before, but sometimes it just keeps rolling. This is a pretty unlucky run so far, despite the Bianco 5. Just
Bianco
like
5 makes up for it, which helps.
yeah,
Okay, but what if? But what if IL strat?
Oh,
I almost had it.
yeah.
Oh, I tried.
There's so many different strats to this, and Ink's just like going for the aggressive one.
Oh, he just got a second try,
I got
though.
second try, it's good.
So there are multiple different ways to do Gelato Beach Skip. The original way was just you would center the camera off of the fence, line yourself up with this very specific line on the top and go down, and you have the same sort of hover timing every single time. There are different ways that it's found, and the most recent one, or I guess the most fastest one, is the IO strat, which Ink just did, where you sort of run into the coconut as it's falling. You have to react to when you clip in to be able to hover at the right time. It's very technical, and for him to get second try is amazing.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be going for an insta-kill here.
I think this is the first level instant kill.
Oh, it's
He's
another
1
1
HP.
HP.
That one was a literally 0 HP, so
Yeah.
Shadow Mario is only downable in certain spots. So even there are certain spots where he is, where even if you get all of his HP, he will still survive just because the game doesn't want him to down there. So probably like 1 frame earlier would have
It's
got
either like spots where he's like ever so slightly running or he's just in the air in general are spots that you cannot ground him. So Ink's gonna be doing something a little new here. Well, I guess new as of like 2021, but it's called Feck Entry. So the entire Delfino Plaza is surrounded by these invisible walls. So you can wall kick off of those by using the Y-cam.
That's a great fetch entry.
Get ledge grabbles as well. But what the Y-cam does is you're able to keep your momentum as you are turning, so you can wall kick off of the same wall twice, which gives you the height that you need.
And fun fact, you can't wall slide off that invisible wall in the first plaza. You
Yeah.
can in the rest of them, but not the first one. The bridge 8 is jump that happens, but it's very minor.
Yeah.
Better than going through it.
Yep.
So Ink gets a chance to go for something here that's called Forgotten Strat. It's entirely dependent on the Chomplet's patterns. I'll let you explain that little chain grab there.
Yeah, there's just so much to explain here.
Yeah.
Because there's just different paths the Piantas could take. That's a really bad third Chomplet. So that loses, like, depending on the other chomplets and how much time, like, you spent at the level earlier, like around 7 seconds, I want to say. So yeah, just very RNG dependent level.
We pause there so we can skip a wait before the shine spawns, because normally we have to wait for Flood's text to close. Because once you throw all the chomplets in, a text box comes up and we have to wait for it to close before the shine spawns. But by pausing and unpausing, it immediately gets rid of it and spawns the shine.
One of the recent developments that helped a ton with practice was you're able to select the specific chomplet pattern. Usually it would just be completely random. You would just, whatever one you get, you would have to practice it. But now you can set each one. So if you want to practice like Forgotten Bad Third or the original best, then you can optimize every single one and be able to just get really good at it and be able to react to them, which helped a lot in terms of optimizing Pianta 1.
Any chance I could sneak in with a quick donation?
Go for it.
You could, yep.
We are over $12,000 raised for the
Wow.
Prevent Cancer Foundation. And a lot of it is related to love for you, Inkstar. We've got $250 from Freaky that says, "This is the best Christmas present I got. Inkstar on stage. Good luck." And that $250 got you already in the running for so many different prizes, including some of our big cumulative prizes. If you want to check them out, go to Games Done Quick and check out our prizes.
So we recently found out how to save, what, around 0.2?
I think it's a bit more. It's like 0.5.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's right. If you read the sign, you get like instant text for Piantissimo's first text box if you're facing at the right angle.
Yeah, it happened with all NPCs because originally in 120 shines and Pianta 5 reds, you would hit the button and then you have to talk to a chuckster. And sometimes the text would appear much faster than it was expected, and we thought it was just completely random. But Noki Doki ended up finding a way to be able to do it during Piantissimo races. He originally thought it wasn't possible, but then we realized it just is possible if you talk to the sign, talk to Piantissimo at the right angle, and we do it twice in Pianta 2 and Noki 5, which was a huge time save, and this was during the race to the 111, or not 111.
111 soon.
111 soon, but
Very good Pianta
112.
3 so far.
But yeah, what Ink did just
Very good
there
Pianta 3.
was he got hit by the wind, and originally when you're getting hit by the lava, you just keep bouncing over and over. But if you get hit by the wind, you're able to just do a damage boost all the way across, and you're only damaged for a small amount of time. So he's able to do a momentum spin jump, glitchy wall kick, and be able to get all the way to the top. And it was just very well movement, insane movement in just a small amount of time.
We're coming up on another luck-based level. This is, there's 3 patterns that the big chomp is going to take. The left is the fastest, the right is the slowest. Middle is pretty much the same as the right, but it's not too bad. Yeah, most levels have just a tiny bit of luck somewhere.
Yeah.
Some of them are entirely luck-oriented.
Like the next one.
Like the next one. The next one's going to be a little bit difficult because the next one...
I'll start explaining it
Chuckster
now.
Stage.
Yeah, I'll start explaining it now so you're going to be able to focus during the secret.
Yeah.
But before going in, we're going to be doing something called Yoshi Skip by clipping into the tree. In Pianta 5, you're going to be able to clip through the tree. Usually you need Yoshi for it, but if you fall in, the loading zone is still going to be always there. You just don't have to spray the goop on top. And inside the secret is we're going to be going for something that's called Early Cycle. Because at the very, very top, there is a chuckster that walks all the way around. And the goal is to be able to talk to the chuckster when he's closest to you. If he's not there, then he'll continue walking all the way around. It's around 25 to 30 seconds that you lose. So it's a very huge amount of time that Ink wants to save. But over the time, over the years, we've been able to find a way just to get faster at the game, I guess, to try and outplay Early Cycle. It's something that's originally luck, but now it is almost, I would say, 90% skill-based.
It's skill-based in the sense since like you could get it every single time, but it's very, very difficult. So even like the best players in the world won't get it every single time, and it's still a bit up to luck.
Yeah, but we'll let Ink focus for this because, again, this is a very difficult secret.
Just like talking to the chucksters optimally with like tilt on the control stick, it's like actually very difficult, even though it doesn't look that difficult.
Yeah. So there's a Yoshi Skip, and here's the secret.
He's going for a long throw.
It's a bit off angle, but he might.
No, he's settled. He's settled, but you got good luck.
Oh,
I couldn't go for it. I tried to jump and I
Game
tapped
the
too
jump.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so normally you try to outplay the cycle, but because I was just slightly slow, I am not outplaying it. Yeah.
Yeah, even just the talking to the first two chucksters, they were just like these two tiny stutters, and that's enough to like not be able to get early cycle.
Yeah. What Ink did at the very first spot was that he bounced off of the Pianta. It's something that's called rat bounce, found by rats. And what ends up happening is if you jump on the chuckster, he'll get angry at you, but then keep moving past the corner, which eliminates the chance of him stopping. So it's a minor time loss that you take in terms of a guaranteed time loss of losing like potentially 10 seconds, or however long he wants to sit there. And at the very end there, Ink did something where he was spamming the Y button as he was being thrown, which throws Mario in the opposite direction.
I mashed A so fast. It didn't
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh no.
But coming up as one of the most movement-based levels or most competitive individual levels, Pianta 6.
It's also heavily RNG dependent too.
Also RNG dependent. But shout outs to Feck because he pushed this level so far beyond what anyone would have expected. There's a couple of runners. It was Feck, Dide, Syrup, Ouija. They pushed it so far.
So that's RNG right there. One of the, I mean, all the Piantas woke up, it looks like, but sometimes you just, like, the puddles, like, won't get cleared fully because of RNG, and then, like, at the end of the level, you'll realize you lost 5 seconds of RNG.
So, like, what you'll be noticing is that Ink is trying to unlock these puddles as soon as possible, or as early as possible, so by the time that he gets there, they're already ready to be cleaned. Because they take a little bit just to, like, get out of the goop, shake it off a little bit, but as soon as they're ready, like, right now, they're ready to go as soon as he's not there. He's not sitting there for a couple of seconds waiting. He did something called mushroom strat there, where he sprayed all the way over the mushroom to be able to unlock that Pianta early, and we're going to be finishing with a 213.
Movement was good, but the first little Pianta.
It was just the first Pianta, but that could have been like a 216, which is a very solid Pianta 6.
Yeah. What, Fetch's record's like 220 now?
Yeah, it's a 220. A couple runners have 219s, but he's the only one with a 220.
I had to grind so many hours to get like 218. I did not know if people have 219, 220.
You just have to ask me.
So now we're gonna do the Pianta instant kill. This one I'm not the most confident in because this one is a little bit rough to do.
It's sort of reaction based off of how much speed that you have.
Yeah.
Based off of the Bridgewater side. But coming up after this is going to be something that's called Honey Skip. I'll let Ink do the insta-kill real quick, and then I can explain Honey Skip.
Damn.
Nice. So he gets the insta-kill there.
Nice.
So yeah, Honey Skip, what that entails is going to be dying on the same, basically on the same frame that you enter the cutscene. Even though it's a frame-perfect trick, it's very lenient in terms of when you're able to die and enter the cutscene, thanks to How To Cantaloupe, who ended up finding a much more consistent setup, because there are many setups in the past which were very difficult, very complex, very frame perfect, but this one's much more lenient and you're able to react off of it. So he's going to want to clip into the building and die on the same frame as he enters this cutscene, and it only works for this cutscene. And that looks pretty good.
I'm pretty sure it works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's like the stressful, like 2 seconds of black
He
screen.
does get it nice.
If you're on a good pace, that black screen is so stressful because you can't be for certain that you got it or didn't.
Yeah.
We got time for a quick donation if we have one.
We have a lot of donations for you.
Nice.
We have a $100 donation from NB Lud D. Gren saying, I flew here to see Ink do this run and to watch my brother Adef and his crew open the event with a killer pre-show. So happy to be back for the first time since 2015. GDQ hype! Well, welcome back, NB. Thank you so much for that generous donation to PCF.
All right, so what Inkstar did there is that he paused and exited area as he was entering that loading zone, and that's actually like a minute-long cutscene. And there's gonna be another one later that's a 3-minute-long cutscene that's both in this mission. And what he does when you pause and exit area, it only works in Pinna 1. It ends up skipping the entire cutscene. If you do that on any other cutscene, the game will just reset and start over. He does get the first shot. That's very good. The rockets are in the same spot every single time, so he's doing these spray lineups to be able to spray the rocket as soon as they're available. But that was a perfect mecha.
Yep. Unfortunately, in the cutscenes, we missed out on the fact that Peach is Bowser Jr.'s mother.
Bit of a spoiler, but
Yeah. Well,
Spoilers.
if we didn't skip it, it wouldn't have been spoiled.
yeah,
you know?
but now you're rooting for the casual person who wants to play this game for the first time.
Yeah.
People still want to play this game?
It's a great game. But coming up now, actually, first off, Ing's gonna be doing a backflip hover cancel right there. Pretty recent development that usually you would just walk back into the cannon, but it saves around, I think, like 0.1 or 0.2 every single time, but adds up every single time that you re-enter Pinna by canceling the backflip with a hover. It's a very tight timing, but if you do it, you're able to just get back into the cannon much faster.
Yeah, it's very tight. There's a chance you also do a 1 frame where you can release, if you release R a frame early on,
Nice.
if you release R a frame early, you end up doing another type of glitchy backflip hover where you end up doing a backflip but you can hover out of it. It's either that or a normal backflip. Normal backflips usually come out, which is unfortunate.
It's a timing that you sort of like get the feel for over time because you're either too early or too late, and it's very clear when you are one or the other.
Yeah.
He's doing spin jumps that look like they're into the abyss, but it's on the same cycle every single time, so he knows the timing of when those blocks are going to appear for a very clean secret.
Hey, does anyone else spin dive into the cannon for entry? It's only Ink.
I think that's only Ink.
It
Does a lot
saves
of
1
things.
frame. I think it's way harder, but some people don't think it's that hard and saves 1
I
frame.
mean, on
So it's
average,
always
it saves more.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah,
That's-
probably.
that's
Top,
why it-
Yeah.
It's
top
like a
speed saves
consistent
frame.
way to save, because you just do the spin jump every single time compared to a side
'Cause
flip.
your V speed like decreases a lot more when you're doing like that spin jump motion. I can't,
Yeah,
can't
so it's
describe
not
it that
just
well.
for swag, huh?
It's
It's
we can
kind
say
of-
it's kind of for
It
swag.
was. I will admit it was in the beginning, but now it is slightly faster to continue doing it.
Yeah, so we're going into Pinna 3 now. which
One of
is
the best
another-
movement-based levels.
This shine is so cool and it's done well.
This one's really easy to mess up though, so I'm gonna I'm gonna
It's
try
very-
to lock
It's
in.
very cycle based. So he's gonna try and get on the top of this.
Very good.
On top of there. Grab this one as he's falling down. And coming up here, he's gonna try and grab the red coin while clipping through the gate to be able to pop right out on the top. And he gets it. Very well done.
He lost like a hair on the 5th coin, but otherwise that was perfect.
Yeah, that was amazing. So usually what we would do, we did the strat of going all the way around, and then there was a new strat that was called boat hop, where you would just go across the boats. But recently we did, or not recently, it's like 2019, I keep saying recently. There was the task that came out, and we saw that they were doing a much different route, and we realized, oh, this is a very easy route for us to do, and we can just do it. So we call it a task route, and it's become much more optimized based off of how much speed that you have. Sometimes you do momentum spins, sometimes you do how Ink did, just based right off the top of the boat. It's a very cool shine when it's done fast. It's amazing to practice. It's a good way to just practice your movement.
This shine sucks.
This shine sucks.
Everyone
So
hates
we're
it.
not going to talk about this shine. We're going to talk about the next shine, which is early Yoshi Go Round. Now, the goal of early Yoshi Go Round is to skip the entirety of Pinna 5. Early Yoshi Go Round, you're going to be able to do Pinna 6, which is the merry-go-round. The requirements for the merry-go-round is that you need an orange Yoshi.
It's
Ripping
lose,
into
like,
cycle
10
there,
seconds.
which is totally okay.
It's like, you can't even like teach this level to someone else. You just have to like put 1,000 hours and figure it out yourself. It's so feel-based. The turtles behave so strangely.
Yeah.
And you make the tiniest mistake and lose 10 seconds. Everyone hates this level. Although when you get it good and you're angled towards the shine and you get the jump dive and shine, it does feel great.
Yeah.
But no, no. Screw this level.
Yeah,
Almost
I mean,
wrong.
it's, classic spam spray RNG, but on top of that, it's like, if you're like slightly off with your position before you do the 1 cycle, the whole thing gets thrown off, because all of them react differently depending on how you would attack the first one.
Yeah, so Ink's gonna be going back to Pinna 3 now that Yoshi is unlocked, and the goal is to be able to bring a stew all the way into the unloaded Pinna Park by clipping through, and you can, if Yoshi sprays enemies, they turn into platforms. If Yoshi is purple, you can spray the Yoshi and it'll turn into a moving platform, and these moving platforms are able to move all the way through the invisible barriers, and if you line it up correctly, you're able to line it up to make it take Yoshi to the merry-go-round.
Don't accidentally enter 5.
Yo, God, I
Going back to 3.
thinking of that.
So there are multiple different strats for this. The original strat was called 2 stew. I sort of popularized a strat that was called 1 stew back around like 2019, 2020. And now there's a variant of 1 stew that's called 1 pound. Usually when you do 1 stew, the stew has to ground pound you twice. But Ink's gonna be going for something that's called 1 pound, where the stew only ground pounds you once on his way.
That's an
That's a
unfortunate.
very unlucky bounce.
Yeah, I mean, handling these fruits is, I guess Yoshi's water, like Yoshi's juice is like somewhat RNG dependent. So like flinging around the fruits consistently is so difficult. So unfortunately, we don't get to see a good 1 pound. But something about that strat, oh yeah, this is like one of the biggest run killers because managing these guys in the fruit is so difficult.
Yeah.
He ground pounded early there. This is very unlucky. Yeah, Yoshi needs to be like in the. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, well, this is...
No,
We'll get another
we're good.
stew.
This happens.
The nice thing about this area is like there's a bunch of stews all over, so you can just like keep trying it over and over.
Yeah.
And while we're getting this set up, I could continue to share some love from our amazing donors if you'd like.
Go for it.
We've got a $5 donation from So Daft that say, "Hey y'all, So Daft here. It's so great to see the big man on the big stage. May the almighty Manta and King Boo be good on you, Ink. Remember to smile. You are the face of Super Mario Sunshine and the Lumas. Good luck." Thank you so much for that donation, Daft.
All right, so as you can see there, Yoshi was able to get onto the purple platform, make it all the way across. You need a papaya the whole time to turn Yoshi orange just so you can enter the merry-go-round.
Oh, he went for it, but dropped the spin. That's okay. That's the first drop spin of the run, I think.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, I think one of the worst parts about running this game is that if you play on like a T3 controller, which is like pretty much the only good controllers, there's just like a very good chance over time your controller will stop dropping spins. It might technically be a skill issue, but like almost every top runner has the issue where their controller will just start dropping spins.
Yeah.
So Ink went for the speed spin strat at the beginning, which would have been sick, but I think he got the speed, but the spin just
Yeah, he
never
got the
came
speed
out.
correctly.
Yeah.
He also did the strat called over the top to the middle, where you would use continue using the Y-cam momentum by turning left and be able to go across the middle side and do a bunch of very tight spin jumps to be able to make it all the way across. So overall, very good secret, even though we wanted to see the IL strat. But it's a very difficult IL strat.
Yeah, I was shocked when he went for it. The
But-
drop spin robbed us. That would have been sick.
I don't know if it even dropped. I might have spun too early.
It might have spun too early. It might have been a slope jump as well.
the controller.
But let's just blame the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds
that's
better.
the easy
Yeah.
solution.
I'm going to go for right side.
So he's gonna try and get Shadow Mario down right here. Yeah, Shadow Mario has a ton more health, but as you can see, he was doing those spam sprays very close to Shadow Mario, so he was able to fall very easily. So moving from Pinna to Rico Harbor, which is gonna be the next world, Ink is gonna be doing something that's called a Beyblade. If you spin on the ground, or like do a spin jump, but instead of jumping, you do the spray nozzle, Mario will continue spinning, and if you go off of very steep slopes, he can build up a bunch of speed to be able to jump out of them, where usually you would just fall down. So we'll see if he can get it.
I'll get it.
There it is.
Nice.
Yeah, so
You want to
continue
triple
that
jump
momentum.
ideally, but ideally you would land on the beam and triple jump, and it's like really fast. I found the movement, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw you do it a couple of times, like right when it was discovered. I'm like, this is insanely fast. I would just swim in the water all the way
Yeah, no,
across.
swimming sucks. It's like, oh, if you swim perfectly, it's only a little bit slower. It's like,
It's hard to do that.
It's very hard to swim. All right, so coming up is Rico 1, which actually has had some very interesting developments recently. There's going to be going for box triple here.
Well,
so
I tried.
difficult. It's so difficult.
That's probably the best way to mess that up, is just getting a simple ledge grab. Because there are ways you can do a bonk and fall all the way backwards or jump over it.
Yeah. So we're doing
this.
Yeah, there's a new strat for this blooper fight where you can skip a cycle of the blooper spitting out ink in a circle around them. It's kind of tight to do. But we need to use this tentacle to cancel the cycle by pulling it off at the perfect time.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Cycle.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's one of the few like good time saves. It's like 2 seconds, I believe. It was something that was found in the TAS. Well, it was discovered by Zelpiku in the TAS. We kind of converted it to a normal strat, but it was only a 1 second time save at first, and then I added the rest of the strat somehow to it, and it saved another second. So now we're shaving off a whole 2.
Yeah, usually you'd have to sit there and wait for the blooper to like jump and land down, but Ink found a way to be able to spray the blooper so he would like cross his arms, but you'd be able to pull him. The problem with that is sometimes it would be, they would like push Mario away.
This level is awesome.
I swear on that shine select, the already collected shine like glitched and like bounced up and down. I swear it did.
Never seen that.
It happens very rarely. I don't know why. But yeah, we're doing blooper. We're just skipping the bloopers. We're just going in without the bloopers.
This is a pretty tight Y turn. That was pretty well executed.
We're saving them.
We
That's what we're
drift
doing.
left to get closer to the edge. Here, there's so many small things in this level. It's one of my favorite levels.
This is we don't need these bloopers. We're just
There's 2 checkpoints we need to pass. That's it. We don't need bloopers.
So we're gonna be looking for some quarter frames here.
one.
That was
That's
one.
a good one.
I don't think that one was one. It was
That
close,
one's
though.
not as huge as a deal as this one.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, you can mistime the jump
Or you
too.
can just not jump. That's also, it happens.
This is interesting because you want to finish the race, but you also want to bend the slide at the right time so you grab the shine well. You
Yeah,
could
be as
double jump
close to
pretty
the
good.
shine as possible.
You could hover
Yeah.
dive is also a good shine grab. There's many ways you can get a good shine grab, but it's like an awkward bend. Finding like the optimal way to do it's pretty tough. But that was good.
So Rico 3, this is another RNG level. Depending on the cycle the crane is moving on, determines what strat I'm doing and how fast or slow it is. We can see what cycle it's on during the intro cutscene. I'm mistiming a lot of backflips, but that's
okay.
fine.
But during this, we have time for a quick donation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Inkstar, you've been showing off some amazing movement, and there's lots of amazing movement to see. We have a $10 donation from Marigio, 3000X, that says, can't wait to see some movement in Jet Set Radio. That's right, Jet Set Radio is the next run and currently has an open incentive at $10,000. We've raised almost $8,500 to get that, but we need to meet that goal before that run begins. So as long as Ink's on stage, we got time, but Ink's moving fast. So let's get those donations in.
All right, so coming up is Rico 4. We're gonna be, Ink also just did another one of the Beyblades. You're gonna see the exact same one again from a different slope, but using these Beyblades to be able to just get to the secret much faster. But this secret is difficult in its own sense because the objective is just timing dive rollouts as perfectly as possible. It's not like this crazy like movement of holding right angles or anything. You're just holding up, but it's how well your timing is.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy. There is IL strats I will throw out there. There is IL strats for this, but they are not viable for runs at all.
Yeah.
So
So he's gonna do the Beyblade here, off of that slope.
Pump
And he
over.
continues that speed to be able to get all the way up and be able to skip a ledge grab and just dive right into the entry.
this is just dive, roll out, dive, roll out, dive, roll out. This is the whole level.
But the goal is just not drop one of them, because if you drop one of them, it becomes scary.
It's ironically really tough to optimize. Like you'd think the other levels, like Noki 6, or like, oh, that must be way tougher to get like a perfect time. But I think Rico 4 is
Rico
like,
4 is really hard to get a good time for.
Dude, this is one of the heavy reset points for a lot of people. A lot of people have a hard time with this level, completely understandably. It's really tight. It's easy to miss the cycles. It's easy to end up on a cycle you're not familiar with. It's easy to...
Yeah, the
Drop
main
a
thing
spin.
of that optimization is like on the final big peg, if you get there early enough, Mario can have a ton of speed running up that peg, and that's like how you save the most time.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a tell for you, like when you're doing the secret, is like, okay, is this a good secret or not? You can tell by how much speed Mario has by running up that slope. So now we're gonna be fighting the blooper again, and there technically is a way to do the exact same thing we did in Rico 1, but it's much harder because we're so much farther away from the blooper initially that it's a weirder way to set it up. Along with, because this is the second time we're fighting it, you have to pull the blooper's nose further away. So there's a very different timing for it.
Insta ledge grab. That's pretty recent part of the meta. Like
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, around 2 years ago, people started doing that.
Yeah, because usually like when you grab the ledge, there's a couple spots where you would just instantly be able to pop up, and he buffers a spin jump while he is falling to be able to just jump right out of it, and just it looks very clean.
Yeah, I unfortunately am not going for the ink skip because I...
Oh no, it's insanely difficult.
Yeah, I unfortunately ended up in a bad position to commit to it.
Yeah.
The movement going off of that beam, you can either... I think it's either 1 or 2 frames that you can do a double jump, carrying your momentum over to the blooper. If you're slightly early, you end up just walking on the crane. If you're too late, you fall off. I unfortunately was too early, but the normal strat was just fine.
Yeah, you sort of got to see that's what it would have looked like in Rico 1, the thing that Ink skipped, which is the blooper spewing Ink around in the circle. But coming up is Rico 6. Again, one of those things where years ago, something that we just never really thought about, it felt sort of like an auto-scroller of just getting the 8 red coins, but now it's finding the perfect lines to take, the fastest lines to take, to make this as optimal as possible.
Even the movement to the red button is pretty fun. You could lose and save a lot of time there. Like this angle, perfect. Good movement to the coin. You can like easily lose a little bit of time there.
Yeah, so there Ink was in Y cam to turn so he could face the direct blooper as he's ground pounding the button, but he's still in Y cam, so when the easy way to exit out Y cam instantly is by hovering. Hovering just completely cancels Y cam. If you try and cancel normally,
It's like by 1 pixel. That was by 1 pixel.
We'll jump around and find our way back.
Well, okay. Well, now it's less okay.
Yeah, it's so awkward to back this level up.
Yeah.
You're not used to making that exact mistake. And
He did have getting a
circles
coin,
are
though.
weird.
It's fine. Okay. Well, I will admit, we did a race last night. I missed that coin, and I...
Oh, we have to,
Thank you, 8th coin.
you're missing coin.
I'm missing a coin.
Yeah, you're
Coin.
missing.
Trying
What
to spawn,
coin?
bro.
Well, while we're
The
fetching
eighth
that coin, I do want to share we have a $25 donation from Manatee Crochets saying, shout out to my goats, Ink, JJ, Rose, and Pumps for being such amazing people, despite how much y'all play this game. Smiley face. Thank you so much, Manatee Crochets, and much love to everybody on the stage.
All right, so coming up is another Shao Mario. Ink's gonna be going for another insta-kill. There's a few different ways to do this, but Ink's gonna be going for a pretty difficult one, where he's gonna be trying to dive, slow himself down, and Shao Mario cannot start moving, or he can't be killed instantly. You sort of have to wait a little bit for him to start moving forward, so he's gonna try and time the spam spray right when Shao Mario starts moving forward.
This one's really hard, I think.
Yeah,
This one's, yeah, it's easy to be too early or too late. It's easy to have the bad angle.
Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so now we're finally gonna be going back to Bianco Hills. It just works out with event cutscenes. That's faster to go back here because we have to move to Serena anyways. So we just have to finish up Bianco 6 and 7, but Bianco has some, or this is like a very difficult secret that's coming up because of one specific strat, the speed spin, which I think you're going for, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna commit to it. If it doesn't work, you know, I tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an IL strat where you can build up a lot of speed and kind of just fly through the secret. It gets you on a fast cycle as well at the end. So we're just gonna see how it goes.
On his way to the secret, Ink's gonna be going for something that's called one slide, where he's gonna try and continue a water slide going all the way up a hill and across that bridge there. Usually you have to roll out sort of to regain your speed, but if you keep the speed and you cut the angle correctly, you can keep your speed all the way through. So we'll see if he gets it here. So we're gonna cut that corner.
You gotta bend it a bit.
Yeah.
So that's a
pretty good. It's a pretty solid
okay.
one slide, yeah. There are times where it feels like you were moving so
Yeah.
fast across. Oh, you almost had a task spider.
Yeah, so that spider can sometimes be perfectly in a spot where you can just bounce on him and go in the secret.
It's so difficult to react to. I don't think it like.
Well, now I have to go for a slower cycle, unfortunately, which
Yeah,
is fine.
this level is very cycle based. There's a lot of objects in different places, and just like the slightest hiccup could just like completely change your course of plan.
Yeah, because all I did was I mistimed a single dive, and I'm on a completely different cycle now.
Yeah.
So I have to. Thankfully, it's pretty lenient, the save cycle, so you can fumble a little bit and be completely okay.
It's funny because if you pick a safe strat, this level like is easy on paper, but it's
Oh.
never easy on in practice.
Well, now I don't know what I'm doing.
We're on A cycle. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh.
Even a casual endings for
Gotta be a
Inkstar,
little
he
bit
makes
more
it
technical
exciting.
there. He finds a way to improv it through.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So it's funny because learning that level and getting to like a top level in this game, I never learned backup cycles. If I fumbled, it was over. So I still, to this day, don't know all the backups and kind of just do my own interpretive movement throughout the end. You know, I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Kind of commit to something risky, but we're chilling.
Yeah, that was exciting for sure.
All right, so we're gonna be doing another insta-kill here, very similar to the one that we did in Rico. He's just gonna be doing a dive very close to Xiao Mario, and as soon as he starts moving, able to kill him instantly.
This one's easy though, that's the difference.
Yeah, this is like sort of like the entry to quick kills, I would say, or the insta-kills would be the Bianca one.
Can I sneak in a kind of wild announcement I need to make?
Go for it.
So I had a $25 donation from Comfy Panda who said, free those hamsters. And you might think, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, we have, or had, an incentive for Bat to the Heavens by Spirialis later to unlock the incentive of free the hamsters. Everybody, we met that donation already. And we have just a little bit of love left to meet for that Jet Set Radio upgrade to all red tags. Less than 200 to go!
All right, so what Ink did there, he ended up bonking off of Xiao Mario, but the goal is to spam. You would spam spray, then do a dive. And the spam spray would get the banana from the tree, and do the dive rollout would be able to quick kill Xiao Mario. And if you do it all in the same succession, you're able to just bring the banana back really quickly.
Yeah. That was more movement, plaza movement, that Pumps actually optimized and discovered. Slightly shaved off a bit more time.
Yeah, I think Orange had like the base idea, and I just like figured out how to get it really fast.
Just Orange. Orange has a ton of like very unique movement, and he's still like one of the very top runners. But like he's found like his own area of movement. There's a lot of cool strats that he does.
Yeah, Orange has found a lot of stuff for this game. So this is the Manta. Every time it splits into another set of Mantas, and the direction they go is completely luck, and so this is another heavy reset point.
It took them a bit to turn there, so it's already not the best, but it could get good depending on
it all depends on how this goes. The goal is to make them as small as possible, because as soon as they turn pink, they will all start facing Mario, and you'll be able to kill them off.
So the second smallest guys are the ones he really wants to kill. There's some that straggle, they'll come to the top, the right maybe.
There's that one, we're still waiting on one more.
Yeah, this is a disaster
this is...
Manta. It's just RNG pretty much. Like.
So, oh, he's behind you. Yeah, there.
Yeah, there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you split them, they go off and just keep going beyond these huts and go all the way up to the hotel. Nothing you can do. If you try to track them, because they all move towards you, or all those size ones do, if you try to go find it, you'll end up having it go around the huts or around the elevated platforms, and you lose them.
Yeah, it loses like 20 seconds to a decent Manta, and like 40 to a good Manta or something crazy like that.
Yeah, so like Manta's like the point, and there was a while, I would say like during like times of like a COVID where Ouija and I were experimenting of clipping into Serena early, like at the very beginning of the run to do Manta as the very first shine. We did a couple runs with it, and we found that like it breaks even if you have a really good Manta, and that's like it. But it's not
so
worth
funny
it.
because I did the exact same thing and found the exact same conclusion. Like I did some like, I even used the new like quarter frame spin jump, like guaranteeing him movement, and it still broke even.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
But Manta is just brutal because like the run really doesn't begin until Manta. Like if you have a really good paced run leaving Bianco and you use enter Manta, you have no idea what's going to happen. And then even when you get past Manta, you have to get through King Boo, which is even worse. And it's just...
That's why the main run killer for world record nowadays is just Sirena, because you can play as well as you want up to Sirena, but because of how much luck is in it, it's any run could die to Sirena. It's just, it always comes down to this world, so it's pretty rough.
Yeah, so now he's going to be climbing the boos to be able to get to the next secret area. There's 2 secrets in Serena, Serena 2 and Serena 4. Serena 4 has a bunch of really cool tech with like double butt slide.
Boo bounce.
Nice boo bounce. Oh!
I hate boo bounce.
Yeah.
I hate both strats for this entry. They like should be easy, but like There's some variation to how the boos bobble around, so sometimes it's just very difficult.
That's what unfortunately happened. Was the first one was on the worst possible path, and the top one was also on the only path where I could bonk.
That was crazy. I was surprised you made the first one. And
I know,
then
same.
the second one was also bad. I'm like, wow. Like, that's why I don't do boo bounce.
It's just more luck for Serena, you know. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, so at the very end here, Ink's gonna be going for a momentum spin off of this peg.
There's another IL strat that some runners try to do where you can do a butt slide off of the rotating block very precisely.
In my experience, that spin's the most dropped spin in the game, and it's the most, like, it's the worst spin to drop also.
Yeah.
But luckily that didn't happen here.
All right, so coming up, we have Serena 3, but we have time for a quick donation before we get there.
Well, I want to share that we have met the upgrade to all red tags incentive. That's right, we will effectively see New Game Plus with Jet Set Radio. We also have a $150 donation from Thito saying, hey, Ink, I watched you struggle at this game 5 years ago, and look where that got you now. As someone who's been with you since the start, I hope that, for once, you won't get King booed. Good luck from Germany, bud. Less than 3. And
Thank
now,
you,
let's
Thito.
hopefully solve cancer together.
Thank you very much. Now, coming up, we have Serena 3, which is a very fun shine to do casually. Unfortunately, we're going to be skipping the entirety of it just by grabbing a banana,
GWK
throwing
is
it over a
newish.
wall, and be able to grab a shine. Now, that shine, usually you need to be able to find a papaya. It's somewhere hidden in this hotel. You need to find Yoshi. You have to get into the attic, find a bunch of booze, be able to find your way to the specific spot where the shine is. But thanks to your boy Graham back in like 2012 or something, we were able to find that skip with a banana.
Yeah, the GWK at the end of those wall kicks, I think like Dide started doing it, or I think it was Dide around 3-4 years ago. It only saves like a second.
Yeah.
And if you fall down, it's pretty bad.
It's very dependent on your height. It's not just a very basic GWK. You
Right.
need to keep your height across the wall kicks going all the way up so you have enough height to be able to make it over. And it helps like if you're at an angle.
Yeah, for
because-
whatever reason, the angle helps.
Yeah, there's like angle GWKs compared to regular GWKs, where if you're at an angle, you get a little bit more height because Mario's like curving around compared to just going straight forward.
Oh, that makes sense. I just didn't even know that. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, for some reason the angle's better.
So Ink's gonna be skipping the entirety of the casino here. This was found back at like 2010 in the era of discovering things. But
Good.
usually it's like a whole 5-minute section of trying to do this casino. You do like a slot machine, another weird panel slot thing.
But I like gambling.
Gambling's fun. You get to do that next shine though.
True, actually.
Yeah, so that is the first butt slide. It's very similar to the concept of the Beyblades, except without FLUDD, they are much more precise.
This one's tough too. Ink's pretty good at it.
Oh, and
though.
he gets the double butt slide.
Double butt slide's good.
That is a very difficult strat.
That was good entry too. Just a tiny hiccup on the shine grab, otherwise perfect.
That was one of the few levels I was actually nervous about because that one's really hard to do, especially with nerves or pressure. It's very easy to fumble it.
And I feel like second time you're never getting it if you like mess it up first time.
Yeah.
Especially at a live event.
And there's like ways where like you either don't have enough speed, so you have to like wall kick back and forth, or you have to do infinite wall kicks going back and forth. There are ways that it can go wrong, and it's really scary.
Yeah, the reason I don't
Yeah.
do it is because of the speed. I'm
Yeah.
just like in that situation too much.
Yeah, coming up is King Boo. It's more gambling. It's
Let's go
Probably-
gambling.
the final major RNG. There's obviously like a little bit of RNG later on because there's RNG throughout the entire run. But like this is like the spot where like if you think you're on a good run, you make it past Manta. This is the point. This is the point where you find out are you on pace or not. Fun fact: we have like this sort of pseudo rule in the Sunshine community of like don't tell a pace until after King Boo, because any run beforehand will have. What was I gonna say? Any run beforehand, the run will end up dying to luck because it is quote unquote cursed if the pace is posted beforehand. So we always post paces after Noki 5 or Serena 5.
Little time lost there.
Yeah, I will be so honest. I don't know how I did a spin like that. That's crazy.
So the
We
goal,
buffer a grab here.
yeah,
With B.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, it's almost a
you could
self-hacker.
alternately dive. Yeah, there's a lot to explain in this weird level.
There's so much stuff going on. King
Yeah.
Boo. It's not just praying for good luck. The fruits can go anywhere. You need to be able to buffer grabs. You need to be able to find the right spot to throw the fruits in the right spots. It's so complex. So what we're looking for is an alternate between fruit and something going back and forth.
You have to
until-
wait to him to spit out there.
There are cycle skips, which is a 1 in 64 chance to be able to skip the cycle. It's one of those things that like people in IL decide to go for. Shouts to Average Trey, who spent like, I don't even know how long trying to get the double cycle skip, which is insanely high luck. But then some people like Noki Doki or Samurai Man will get it on their first try. So it's completely random.
Cycle skip?
We're gonna be going for one.
1 in 64.
Ooh, that was insanely close. But yeah, it's not like a programmed cycle by King Boo compared to all the other ones. It is something where you are just praying that every single fruit lines up perfectly.
That's my first extra cycle. And this one's guaranteed.
Yeah, if you're on a cycle where you have a chance to get fruit and there's a question mark in the middle, you are guaranteed to get fruit. So you can sort of like prep by ground pounding the areas, getting yourself in the right spot while you're waiting for the fruit. But one extra's pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, this is unfortunately where a lot of my runs die is King Boo. I've had so many get here.
Same with another very strong top runner, Tobo. He had a very long spree of runs just dying to King Boo over and over and over before he ended up getting the world record.
He ended up getting the first 112.
The first ever 112, which is, he started running back in 2010. So the fact that he's been running for so long, it's insanely impressive that he was able to be a part of every single grind.
More RNG coming up, but it's also skill-based this time, so it's
Yeah,
sort of hard. Ink's really good at this level.
And it's because I've been in call with him for hours and hours, watching him do it over and over again.
And then Pumps was on call for hours and hours grinding it just recently.
Yeah, because I saw Inkstar doing it, and then I was like, I hate this level. Let me play it for 3 hours. Because you get like random reinforcement, you just get addicted. This one's gambling. This level is like the real gambling.
Ink, I don't know if you want me to explain it or if you want to explain. Okay, yeah. So in Serena 6, there's different versions that you can play Super Mario Sunshine on. The Japanese is what we are currently playing on. We haven't explained this until now, but it has the fastest loads, the second fastest text, but the loads just make up for the text. But in Serena 6 specifically, Goop is very different compared to how it is now. We originally thought it was just going to be like a 95% on the US versus 99 on the JP, but it's actually just how the Goop is designed, or how it's programmed in the JP version.
Big RNG moment here.
Where there's more Goop pixels. Like Ink was spraying nothing because there's a lot of what's called like invisible Goop because there's bonus like sub-pixels. There's a whole video on Serena 6.
That just came out.
That just came out. I highly recommend looking at it because there's a lot of science that goes into Serena 6 because it was finally solved.
But that's like pretty much 10 seconds in RNG. Or I'm not sure if that was going to be 228 with a movement, but usually it has like 227s.
Yeah. I also played it very safe. It's just, a lot of invisible goop can be there. There's not much you can do about that.
It's Invis Goop and Water RNG both on top of each other.
Yeah.
Make the JP version like so difficult.
Yeah, so we're going to be finishing up Serena 7, then we're going to be heading to the final world of the run, which is going to be Noki, which you get through this RNG gauntlet, and then you make it to Noki, which is this execution gauntlet of just every single shine, this insanely hard movement.
I'm going to try really hard to focus on timing this beginning movement, because I'm doing like a really hard instant kill.
Hey, that's really tough. That's really tough. Yeah. So what Ink is actually listening for, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's listening for his Wii to like make a load sound.
Yep.
Because the disk drive, it's loading at a very specific point. So when he hears that, he knows the timing of, okay, the level's about to load. I need to prepare my jump.
Yeah, because you can buffer inputs for, I believe it's about, I want to say 5-10 frames before a level loads.
Ooh, he gets that shot. Nice.
Slightly.
Modes, yeah.
The one optimization I found, a slightly faster entry.
Nice.
Yeah, so Ink's gonna be climbing up Noki 1. There's just gonna be some really cool movement, but we can get a donation in while this movement's happening.
Well, we just saw an amazing Shadow Mario insta-kill. Celebrating that is $50 from Kai, saying, Sunshine is a childhood game of mine, and Inkstar always shocks me with the level of optimization in this game. Keep up the Shadow Mario insta-kills, just like the one that we just saw. Thank you so much for that generous donation to PCF, Kai.
And while that was happening, Ink makes the best cycle there. And
Good
gets
bomb
the early
throw.
bomb throw as well.
Very good.
So a very clean Noki 1. And it's not over yet. This bomb fight can also be saving a little bit of time.
No one's gotten the frame perfect Noki 1 IL because basically humans are capped on how even if you grab the ledge grab like a little faster than like the second best time, Monty Mole is capped on when he throws the first bomb for like human movement, and then you just have to get a perfect bomb fight to get like a frame perfect human Noki 1. And like no one's done that. I think IL world record's still like a frame behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one
Perfect
frame behind.
Yeah, perfect bomb fight is so hard after getting good movement.
And from what I remember, I believe it was Plankton who got the world record currently for it. He doesn't know where that frame is to be saved. He analyzed it, couldn't find the frame.
Shout outs to the IL runners. Like, there's a bunch of them that just make this game so technical and so optimized. Something that I could never do because I've just done runs my whole life. So seeing the ILs is like seeing a completely different way to play this game, and it's so awesome. It's
Shout out Found Your Gun.
Found Your Gun, yeah.
We mentioned Fetch already, so
Yeah.
we might as well mention
Fetch is
Found Your Gun.
yeah, Fetch and Found Your Gun are like the two like main ILers who have just pushed this game so far. Yeah, so now Ink's gonna be grabbing this spring, and spring sort of act
A
like
roll out
fruit.
for the spring, very good.
And when it expands, Ink's able to clip through the wall. There's actually a blooper fight at the very top, but he's able to just skip the entire thing, and the shine's always there. It's not after the fight the shine will spawn. So we're able to clip in, and it's a very nice time save.
Did you hit RX too fast there and not get a hover?
Did I
You didn't like.
I think I tapped R too fast. I can't tell. It's probably gonna be back to the lab with my controller after this.
So what Ink is doing as well, it's a very tiny optimization, but when you're looking at the sun to enter Noki Bay, you can actually move the C stick as well, and it makes Mario look up even faster.
Yeah.
So that saves just a tiny bit of time, but again, you do it over and over as you keep re-entering Noki, so that's just time save that adds up for free.
This guy yaps.
Yeah.
I think it's the last yapping of the run though.
You got Piantissimo for a little bit.
It's a little yap.
Yeah.
That is a big yap though.
Yeah, so there's sort of like training for fighting the eel fight because the old man found out, like, oh, I found out what's happening. It's the eel, it's Bomb of the Ocean. But you're not ready, so I'm gonna train you.
Is that what it is?
That's the entire thing, yeah. It's like, I found out what's wrong with the ocean, but you need training. You're not ready yet.
I guess
Good,
now
Noki 3.
I'll just mention I don't know the lore of this game.
It's because you skip the pinna cutscenes.
Yeah, you should watch
True.
them.
Every single time
I gotta do a casual playthrough. I gotta read all the text.
So coming up now is Eel, which is a very difficult boss fight. It used to be something that like runners didn't really know how to learn because before practice codes were even a thing, every single time you wanted to do Eel, you had to sink 30 seconds all the way to the bottom every single time, and it was frustrating. Thanks to practice codes, you can position load yourself all the way at the bottom, which helps. And there's multiple different strats. People started off with 4-tooth, then 5-tooth, then 6-tooth. And 6-tooth was it for a very, very long time until finally we have made a way to make 7-tooth possible. It's not technically 7-tooth because it's like 6.5-tooth, but the strat that we were doing has the technicality of spraying 7 teeth and cleaning them all off at the same time. So what Ink's gonna try and do is spray 6.5 teeth, and the final tooth, if he is too early, then the eel will go down because you're not allowed to spray the outside teeth too early. If he is too late, then the eel will try and eat you, and the tooth is unsprayable during that time.
These spam sprays save 2 frames.
Yeah. People thought they saved 2 seconds. People thought they saved a ton of time. And then we just found out pretty recently, or we confirmed it, it is 2 frames.
2 frames. I'm gonna go for 7-tooth. It's really difficult to go for, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
I'll be so for real. I feel like a sleeper agent trying not to activate hearing those 2 numbers together. I'm sorry.
You're good. Nice.
So it's now over there. So Ink's gonna be trying to spray this
Yeah,
tooth and
get
get damaged
damage.
at the same time.
Good. You got
That is a perfect 7-tooth.
Let's go.
That is an insanely difficult strat.
JJ made it meta. No one wanted it to be part of the meta. Then JJ's like, no, guys, we could do this. We could do this.
I had to make it difficult for everyone to add 7-tooth. So
And
that
then-
saves around
It saves like 3 or 4. I
4
think.
seconds.
I
Yeah.
think Mike and I talked about it and we thought 4. But yeah, like honestly, 6-tooth got to the point where like all the top runners were like, yo, eel is like the easiest level of Noki.
We
actually.
finally got to a
And
point
then-
where eel is so easy,
and then
and
JJ's like,
then
"No."
I made 7-tooth the most difficult thing possible.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was really bad at making 6-tooth fast.
It is
so I
tough.
started doing 7-tooth just to make up for that time.
It is tough to get a fast 6-tooth. The thing with Seventh Tooth is you can be too fast and lose the run.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why.
Yeah, so we have time if there's more donations to read. We have time during this because this is a lot of downtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to share that we are absolutely crushing it already on donations. Almost $20,000 raised for the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Holy.
Helping us out with that is $50 from Alshline saying, welcome back to Pittsburgh, AGDQ. And careful, Tina, it's Slippy out. 2026, hype! And we have a $500 donation from Fierce Wolf saying, y'all, it's GDQ time. Let's celebrate. Do good, be good, love yourself and others, and go fast. Much love to all, less than 3. Thank you so much, Fierce Wolf and Alshline, and so many others for helping us already get to almost $20,000. And remember, put those donations towards an incentive. We've got an active bid war and a new incentive that are coming up, and those options are available for you.
All right, so what Inko's trying to do there is because of the new sign strat, you have to face Piantissimo, because usually we would face the shine. But if you face Piantissimo and the pole is right there, so the goal is to jump dive, you would jump dive up into the pole and bounce backwards into the shine.
Yeah, you bonk into the shine. It's very bizarre looking because otherwise you'd need like a frame perfect backflip hover cancel.
Yeah,
It's
that's like
way
the
too
faster strat,
inconsistent.
but it's not worth it at all, especially when you could just do just spam jump dive.
Yeah. So this is the infamous Noki 6. This is the secret of secrets. This is what most runners grind just for fun. This is a very unforgiving level, and it's at the end of the run, so...
So Ink is going to be going for an IL-only strat during the secret called Nail Strat.
I am? Okay, I am.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I am gonna make you do it because it looks really cool. So the goal for Nail Strat, it is quarter frame dependent. So going back to quarter frames,
Oh, well.
you have a
That
second
happens
attempt at it.
sometimes. That mistake's weird. It's because of the slope of the yellow thing. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't cut up in time. That's a strange mistake.
Yeah,
but
your
it
speed
does
can
happen.
die if you get there like too early. Yeah, so the goal of Nail Strat is to get a quarter frame spin dive off of a nail. So he gets green cycle. Oh,
It's so difficult. It's so
yeah.
difficult.
It's a
yeah.
very tight strat.
You have,
He's
to
able to get up.
you have to do a 2-frame rollout.
Oh, we're okay, I think.
We're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay.
I was holding my breath. Nice.
Yeah, fun fact, I lost a run that was like, this was, I believe, when I had a 112.51. I lost a run that was 112 2x into Noki 6 because there's a glitch that sometimes at the end of that last rotating block, you can phase through it.
Yeah, just jump right through it.
And I ended up sinking into that block and just falling. And it happens.
Oh, I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Look over there, it's Shadow Mario, get him.
So that,
Nice try.
You know, I tried.
So that is the final insta-kill that Ings is trying to go for.
Okay.
Oh, he's going all the way up.
Yeah.
This is kind of, this is something.
All right, so he's down
That's
there.
okay. There we go.
Yeah, so that's like one of the insta-kills that saved the most time, actually, because Shadow Mario used just to jump into the water and swim all the way there. But he's able to get that, if you're able to get that insta-kill, it saves a ton of time. I think like the most infamous was when Today got in his 113, because, again, it was just one of those things that people never went for. But we're going for those things now. We're going for everything.
Yeah.
But we killed all the Shadow Marios. We're heading to Crow Mountain. This is the final level of the game.
I actually think the most infamous was when I beat you in a race because of that.
We don't talk about that. Shoutouts to Pace 2023, Pace Summer 2023. It was a race between me, Pumps, Reed, and SB. Definitely check it out on YouTube. It was a very exciting race between all four of us. Going to
JJ
the
pulled out
very
Seven
end.
Tooth. Like that's before anyone really saw Seven Tooth in RTA, and JJ pulled that out at a live event. It was crazy.
All right, so he's gonna be going for fast Corona here. All this movement's very difficult, very technical, all to just make one spike cycle faster. And he's gonna be doing spam spray dives across the entire way.
Those are tough.
To be able to do a spam spray dive on the final one. It's a weird dive, but he's okay.
Water RNG was good. We didn't get a spam spray there, but direct spray saved the day. So that's a rare case where water RNG was on our side.
So this is gonna be fast mode. Just we go really well. And now we're gonna be collecting the rocket nozzle.
First time.
If you charge your rocket fully right when you land, it cancels a rocket. If you let go of the rocket right when it charges again, you cancel it. You can store these rockets over and over, fly to the sky, and we are fighting Bowser. So time is going to be coming up very soon. There are 5 platforms that we need to ground pound. I guess the crowd can help us in counting each platform. But this run's looking pretty good overall.
You again? Don't you ever give up? Mario!
All right, so the main RNG isn't even over yet because there's still goop that we need to hope that we avoid during this entire thing. But that's one. Barely avoiding the goop. You almost got a rocket storage there. Get scooped. Each goop is around a 3-second time loss, completely random, out of your control.
The second to last platform is a little funky sometimes,
Yeah.
but if you grab on the right spot, it's fine.
All right, time's coming up very soon on the final ground pound. And time.
GG.
GG's.
Time, we're still looking for the time.
I think at 45 was.
It looked like a 1:16.45.
Yeah.
Very solid run overall.
Yeah, the ending was a little bit rough, but and the beginning was rough, but that was a very solid run. I'm happy with.
You got a lot of really cool strats. You got double butt slide, you got 7-tooth.
I tried nail strat, I did almost get a lot of them. I'm very happy with that, so.
That was a hell of a display of the game.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
All right, you got any shout outs?
Well, thank you, AGDQ 2026. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us. This has been a lot of fun. I'll shout out the SMS community for helping people get into this game, for getting me into the game, for helping learn what I want to learn. Shout out my friends for joining me, for commentary, and being here with me. And
Just want to give a quick plug to the SMS bingo community. We actually have a tournament that's going on right now, Dawn of a Dynasty, bringing a bunch of the old runners, the old bingo players back. We're doing the invasion format, which is one of the most competitive lockout bingo formats that we have. It is starting off just in next week, right after AGDQ. So if AGDQ ends, you don't know what to watch, tune in to twitch.tv/Sunshine Community. Check it out. We'll have bingo matches going all week.
you guys can find me at inkstar on Twitch. I'm probably going to be doing runs when I get home, so back on the grind. But
Going for the elusive 111.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having us. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Huge thanks. It's still crazy to be here.